ओके म अलमोस्ट आइसकेँ तपाईँको नजिकै आइपुगिसकेँ
I don't need to survive being untouchables in the United States. That was my thought. So when I came here, that time I realized, oh my God, in the United States, people, they have like the similar kinds of practices.
In the idea of the caste system is that when you are born into a family whose caste determines the whole of your life.
I'm a Nepali community organizer. I came here in 2015. I'm from Nepal, but I have been experiencing caste-based discrimination in the United States, in the Bay Area. I'm talking about the Bay Area. This is my first-hand experience.
Caste, which is a system of discrimination that has its origin in South Asia that affects over 260 million people, is actually now found all throughout the United States. And in a 2016 survey that my organization Equality Labs conducted, we found that caste was in every American institution in every single state. Many Dalits flee this system and come to the United States in order to find some respite from this violence. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is all across the diaspora, in many different American institutions, that wherever South Asians travel, they bring caste with them. Many Dalits come informally through our hotlines telling us about caste discrimination that they're facing. When we actually conducted this survey, we had some shocking results. 1 in 4 Dalits had explained that they had had some sort of physical or verbal assault. 1 in 3 had experienced discrimination in their universities, and 2 out of 3 had experienced workplace discrimination.
I never hid my identity. I have so many incidents. Even at my workplace, I was in the restaurant. The dominant caste co-worker, he was from the police background in Nepal. He was for a long time, he served the nation as a police. Here in the United States, both of us had the same identity. We were undocumented at that time. We were offered a room there, and I was not allowed to sleep, or I was not allowed to live there in the same room.
I was born into an untouchable caste. We view untouchable as an epithet because no one gets to determine our position towards God. And that's why we call ourselves Dalit. And it means one who is broken, but also one who is resilient.
The CSU East Bay adopt the caste as the protective category. Now the resolution is on the president's table. So is it possible to do delegation with the president and talk about that resolution?
There's been a very powerful movement by Cal State students in the Cal State University system, which is one of the largest public university systems in the country with over 500,000 students that are served. And Dalits have been leading the charge in an intercaste, multiracial, interfaith coalition to ask for caste protections at those universities. And one of these student leaders is Prem, and he has struggled through great adversity to become one of the first Dalit social workers to graduate in the state of California. And, when you talk to Prem, his journey is so inspiring because he fled Nepal because he was being pursued by dominant caste people because he was speaking out about caste atrocities there. And they would have killed him and his family if he hadn't applied for asylum and come to the United States.
I'm MSW student at CSU East Bay. I am Hindu Dalit. I am here to support caste resolution. Caste has become global phenomenon. This is the root cause of all forms of discrimination. I have experienced caste discrimination in my whole life and even in my East campus and could not report because caste was not protected.
It's his passion. It's kind of a life cause that filters out and affects other people's lives. And then his his desire to really educate his peers and then step on beyond that. And so he did approach me about the mission statement of the university, of the department first. He's just amazing in his commitment and passion to the issue.
My Department of Social Work added caste as the protective category, and that the movement started from there. And finally, recently the Academic Senate of CSU East Bay passed the resolution of caste-based discrimination, and now the resolution is before the president's table. So I do hope the president will accept that, and it will move forward to the whole CSU system. Caste is the base for all forms of discrimination. That could be Islamic phobia, that could be gender-based violence, that could be like LGBTQ discrimination. So all forms of discrimination, they do not have the long history, but caste-based discrimination has thousands and thousands years of history.
नमस्ते नमस्ते दिदी हो हुनुहुन्छ कि हुनुहुन्न हस् हस् पछि आउँला नि पछि
What's historic about the Cisco case is that it actually confirms what many Dalits who have worked in tech have known for many years, that the tech industry has really been a bastion of caste bigotry. Many of these Dalits were afraid and would not have, begun any sort of process internal to their companies. But they wanted to be heard. They wanted some record of their experience, which is why they called, the Equality Labs team. And during that time period, we had 250 complaints, and it was every single tech company that you could imagine: Google, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Lyft, Uber, Microsoft. And those are some of the big companies, but there's also smaller companies.
Caste is, I like to say, this is man-made operation. This is artificial, and this is painful also. Caste discrimination is really, heartbreaking. Being a Dalit community members, we were not free, so we were very restricted. We cannot go here and there, so we could not go to hotel and restaurant to buy food. We had limited areas to have our food, and people even now they are not comfortable to to go to restaurant in Nepal.
Much of our journey that we have to do as a community is to begin to have open conversations about these taboo fault lines and be honest that the problems are occurring so that we can work together to find the remedies. And that's going to require dialogue, discussion, accountability, and power building. And again, I think that's why this moment is so critical, is that despite all of these challenges, we are seeing Dalit and caste-oppressed peoples stand up all throughout the state saying, we want to be heard, we want rights, and we will not be silent while we are facing this violence.
I don't want my kids to be grown up as untouchables, Dalits, labeling their capacities. They have great future in the United States. Because of their last name, I don't want them to be, limited. I don't want them to be untouchables in the United States. For them, for the coming generation, so I have started my journey as a community advocate for this caste-based discrimination.